I'm Julie,
And I'm Sophie.
and we're here to pump
You up.
Today, we're going to talk about lymphedema prevention. I am a specialist in lymphedema management, and I am passionate about lymphedema prevention. Unfortunately, breast cancer treatment may damage the lymphatic system, from surgeries to radiation to lymph node biopsy or dissection or other factors. It increases your risk of possible lymphedema. There are ways to help to move the lymph fluid within the damaged lymphatic system. Exercise is a great way to do this. Muscle pump, joint pump, which you're going to learn with breath, works really well to help move that fluid within the vessels to the lymph nodes. Exercise and deep breathing also helps increase the system to be more active. And my part, pumping the lymph nodes so you can create a little vacuum and help the fluid being drawn to them and to also empty the filled lymph nodes. Lymph nodes are distributed through the entire body. They are about the size of a kidney bean and can be drained manually with a pumping or circular technique to help empty and move lymphatic fluid in areas that are a little bit damaged. We try to recruit as many lymph nodes as possible in a possible damaged area from breast cancer. Technique-wise, you have to have a firm but gentle pressure with the tip of your fingers or a circular motion with all the fingers. We start with the back of the head where the skull meets the neck, and we go a little circular or pumping. We move to around the ears. You can have little V-shape motion in front or behind the ear. We move to under the chin. Pump, pump, circle, circle. Under the chin, around the neck. Pump, pump, circle, circle. Collarbone on top. Pump, pump, pump. 3 to 5 pumps usually does the trick. Pump, pump, pump. We go into the armpit. Usually easier to use the entire hand. Circle. 1, 2, 3. The other arm. 1, 2, 3. We go along the breastbone. We can do one side at a time or both sides at a time. You go between the ribs and you pump. 1, 2, 3. Go a little further down. 1, 2, 3. Go further down. 1, 2, 3. You can follow with deep breathing, which will stimulate the abdominal lymph nodes. You put your hand over your belly button and you see your hands rise and fall. Breathe in, out. Breathe in, out. Breathe in, out. There's a slight little pressure down when you breathe out. Unless you have issues with your abdomen, you can do this without the pressure. Then bend over a little bit and you get to the groin. You find the groin where the V is. You make your circles right in there. 1, 2, 3, and you can move a little bit if you have a large area. 1, 2, 3. So that's the pumping of the lymph nodes. We can do this, obviously someone can do it to you or you can do it to yourself. So let's try on ourselves. Behind the head. 1, 2, 3. Around the ears. 1, 2, 3. Under the chin. 1, 2, 3. Down the throat. 1, 2, 3. Along the collarbone on top. Little pump. 1, 2, 3. Under the collarbone. 1, 2, 3. Armpit. 1, 2, 3. Other armpit. 1, 2, 3. Along the sternum. Find between the ribs. Little pump. 1, 2, 3. Go a little further down. 1, 2, 3. Further down. 1, 2, 3. Deep breathing. Little press down. Deep breathing. Little press down. Deep breathing. Little press down. Slightly bend to make sure you're right in that groin. And circle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You're done. Another part of good lymphedema prevention is stretching. This is crucial, especially after exercise, not only for your muscles, but for the lymphatic system, for the fascia, and for the scarring. One easy way to stretch your arms and your chest and your shoulders are what we call wall stretches. So you may have heard about walking the wall. It's mostly, once you're there, getting that little extra hinge that you get at the top. And then you stay there for 5 deep breaths. The 5 deep breaths will help pump the lymph nodes in the abdomen and let you stay there long enough to have a good stretch. Another very good stretch for the shoulder and the side of the trunk is the side stretch on the wall. Bringing your hand on the wall and getting that little extra stretch with the finger walking up, and then turning your hand palm facing forward. 5 deep breaths so you can activate the lymphatic system and stay there long enough. This next stretch requires a corner. It will stretch the chest. You find the corner, bring your forearms completely flat on the wall, then you take a small step forward and lean into the corner. It will stretch the chest. You take your 5 deep breaths. Be careful not to arch the back too much. You can also modify the stretch by bringing your arms slightly higher, and it will stretch differently on the chest. Another great way to stretch the trunk and the chest is to bring your arm up and bring your knees to the side. You will have a nice long stretch in diagonal. Continue breathing. You stay there for a good 30 seconds. Come on down. Other side. Stretch. If this is too intense, you can bring your knees a little bit closer to the middle and the arm not quite as high. Continuing to stretch, we're going to go into the child pose. It continues to stretch the thorax, the back, and the shoulder. Continue your breathing. If you have issues with your knees and cannot get into the child pose, you could also do the stretch on a rail or countertop. Last but not least, the stretch on the roller. Position yourself with your spine along the roller. Keep your knees bent to keep a nice flat back. And now bring your arms comfortably, but feeling a little stretch, over to the side. This will definitely stretch your chest and your arms. This position can be held up to 5 minutes if it's comfortable enough. This will help calm yourself down, stretch the fascia really, really, really well, and it's very pleasant. For substitute for a roller, you can also use a rolled up towel along the spine. It is a little bit less aggressive than a roller. So if you're really, really tight here and this is too aggressive and you feel yourself that you're holding back, use a towel. Remember, when doing the stretches or the lymph pumping, do it equally on both sides, regardless if your issues are on the right side or on the left side. Stretch on the right, stretch the left, pump both sides. I hope this was helpful. Remember, these are guidelines. They're intended to help, but everybody's very individualized, and if you need special assistance, you should consult a professional lymphedema therapist. But meanwhile, do your best, take it easy, have fun, and go Dragonboat!